Imagine you or someone you care about given up hope, multiple rounds of chemo, bone marrow transplantations. Still, leukemia comes back. What if there was one pill you could take daily that gives a shot at remission, even when all else failed? On November 13th of 2025, the FDA did something historic. They approved a drug that turns the tables for a deadly blood cancer. Many thought it was hopeless. That single fact changed lives and changed the playing field for pharma staffing and US clinical care. In US, blood cancers, especially acute myeloid leukemia (AML), remains among the toughest to treat. When they relapse or resist standard therapy, historically, options have been limited. Aggressive chemotherapy, bone marrow transplants, heavy treatment with huge side effects, and sometimes limited success. But now, a new class of drug called menin inhibitors have entered the picture, and one of them, which is called as Ziftomenib, Komzifti, the brand name is Komzifti, just got FDA approval. For patients, it's a real hope. For clinicians, a new oral option. And for recruiters, for US staffing and pharma industry, a shift in demand. Oncologists, hematologists, pharmacists, people who know how to handle targeted therapies would get in demand. This could be more than just a new drug. It's a paradigm shift. Hi, I am Mayan, a registered pharmacist with RX Indian Pharmacist channel, your go-to guide to pharmacy knowledge. So let's begin. Let me share you a real story. Meet Sarah, a functional name but story based on real patients. Sarah was diagnosed with AML in 2023. She had to went through induction of chemo, which showed remission, but 6 months later, relapse occurred. She tried salvage chemo. Nothing worked. Transfusions became frequent. Quality of life plummeted. Her oncologist checked her genetic profile and found a mutation in a gene called NPM1. Her case was relapsed NPM1-mutated AML, a subset known to be aggressive and notoriously hard to treat after relapse. Back then, late 2024, there was no FDA-approved targeted pill for specific mutation. Her options were to more chemotherapy with risk, clinical trials that were uncertain, or palliative care. Then there is a news came in November 2025. Ziftomenib got approved for people just like Sarah, a once daily oral pill, potentially offering remission where all else failed. That news just didn't feel like hope, it felt like a lifeline. So let's understand what is Ziftomenib and how does it work. Ziftomenib belongs to a new class, menin inhibitors. In certain AML subtypes, especially those with NPM1 mutation, cancer cells rely on the interaction between a protein menin and other regulatory proteins to keep dividing. Ziftomenib disrupts that interaction. Essentially, it pulls the rug under malignant cells' growth machinery. Importantly, it's an oral pill once daily in a dosage form of 600 mg rather than intensive class 4 chemotherapy or transplant. That changes everything. Easier to administer, less hospitalization, potentially better quality of life. Now let's understand what does the clinical trial showed. For roughly 1 in 5 to 6 patients in this high-risk group offered a meaningful remission, and for a subset, real chance at a longer survival. Safety, risk, and limitations. It isn't a miracle cure, and not every patient responded. Ziftomenib carries important safety warnings. For example, risk of differentiation syndrome, potential OTC interval prolongation, and embryo-fetal toxicity during pregnancy. Additionally, this approval is for relapsed or refractory AML with a susceptible NPM1 mutation. That means genetic testing is mandatory. Not all AML patients qualify, and among those who qualify, a fraction of them will respond. But for the right patient, this is a new realistic hope, not a pipeline dream. Why this approval matters? First, it validates menin inhibitor therapy as a real, clinically approved strategy for AML, not just research anymore. Ziftomenib becomes the first once-daily oral menin inhibitor approved for NPM1 mutation. Second, it changes how oncology clinics and pharmacists will operate. No longer only heavy infusions, now an oral pill that can be prescribed and managed outpatient. That shifts staffing needs, more demand for pharmacists, home care nursing, genetic testing counselors, and patient education. Third, for the broader US healthcare ecosystem, it's a sign that precision medicine is no longer niche, it's becoming standard. For staffing and recruiting firms, this approval will likely trigger spikes in demand for skilled pharmacists, oncology nurses, clinical trials associates, and coordinators. Genetic test-based laboratories, especially with R/R AML patients. Take a moment. Imagine being Sarah again. After years of failed treatment and hospital visits, then your doctor says, "We have a new pill, approved now." Even if not all make it, for some, this pill may bring weeks, months, maybe years of life. That's a hope. Now imagine a US-based staffing firm working for oncology clinics. Overnight, they start getting calls. Need 2 oncology pharmacists with experience in oral targeted AML therapy. Need a genetic test counselor. Need infusion scheduling less. Oral therapy monitoring more. That ripple effect may be almost immediately. So let's understand the takeaways. If you're a clinician or pharmacist, start recommending NPM1 genetic testing for all AML patients, especially at diagnosis and relapses cases. Ziftomenib only works if NPM1 mutation is present. For US staffing and recruitment firms, now is the time to lock in profiles for oncology pharmacists, genetic testing laboratory staff, targeted therapy coordinators. Demand will soon surge. And for patients, caregivers, this is not a guarantee, but a valid option. If you or loved one has R upon R AML with NPM1 mutation, talk to your oncologist about Komzifti. Ask about eligibility, risk, and whether transfusion dependency could be reversed. For policymakers, hospital administrations, get ready to stock and manage oral menin inhibitor therapy, patient education, side effect monitoring, and get ready to maintain genetic testing infrastructure. For pharma investors, industry watchers, this approval validates the menin inhibitor platform. You could expect more development for first-line therapy and combination regimes. The cancer therapy world just shifted, and staffing world is about to follow. So, if you like this information, consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, RX Indian Pharmacist, where we bring to you useful information like this. See you in another video next week. Until then, bye for now.